Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, August the 28th. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Josh Crash Davis. How are you on this wonderful Saturday, Crash?
I am doing great. We've got a very packed day full of sports today. Major League Baseball, preseason football, college football. So it's going to be a long, fun day.
It is. You got to love this time of year. I mean, from here on, it just gets nuts. I mean, with college football leading to the NFL, and then, of course, you know, we have MLB heating up and pennant races. You go right into my sweet spot, the NBA, and then it's just everything's going at once. And plus, we have the FedEx Golf, a couple of weeks here to do the FedEx Champion. Mm-hmm. So we have all things going. We're loving it. And if you didn't notice me, by the way, I've done like 2,000, I think, podcasts with my Coach Talk hat and my button-up polo. But I've been taking a lot of noise in Discord because nobody thinks I have anything but button-up polos to the top. So in honor of some of our Discord folks, especially Godfather of Gains, Mr. Phil up there in Chicago, here we go, Phil. This is Coach in his glory. Nice slick head, nice throwback T-shirt. It's the old, when I was a kid, I used to go to hockey games, the old Erie Blades T-shirt. So we're talking about, the coach still has some style, man, So that's for you, Phil, and for our rest of our Discord guys. Now I'll go back to my hat and probably button up for the next one. But anyway, let's dive into this baseball slate. Again, if you haven't been catching our MLB podcast, we're doing something different. 2 or 3 times a week, we're bringing a podcast to you that basically is Crash and I looking at our 2 best hitting and our 1 best pitching play of the day on the main slate for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. We cover all 3. And then we're giving 1 fade, and it can be a good player. We're not just fading a garbage player. So we're trying to make an impact for you, give you a head start on building your lineups. And then if you want the rest of the information to get that lineup built, join us at dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up for a 3-day pass, a 5-day pass. Of course, we have our NFL, easy for me to say, package that starts here on the 9th, which is coming up very quickly. We're under the 2-week mark now. Or is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks from tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah. And we have Thursday baseball or football before that. So certainly want to check that out. And if you do, as far as baseball, like today, if you join and you're in there, we give full lineups both for FanDuel and Yahoo. And we do a coach's clipboard for DraftKings with a group of highlighted players. And then you can choose from the rest on the clipboard to fill out your roster. So we've been sort of hot here lately. We're getting a lot of momentum with bankroll building and a couple of nice big hits as well. So let's just dive in today and see what we've got. As far as weather goes, not to put you on the spot, but have you checked weather recently? I know you always do a great job making sure we're not going to get rained out anywhere.
Yeah, it looks like actually the Brewers and Twins game is going to be the one that we're going to have to keep an eye on all day today. There's really some strong chance of some storms that could I think they're saying postpone the game. So
Right. Yeah, there were a couple others that, look like they're going to play, maybe a delay here or there, but I agree with you. I mean, as far as my builds here initially, I'm completely fading the Brewers Twins game, but we will watch it because that is key with baseball. And again, that's why jumping in our Discord, we're watching that constantly, posting the weather, because that can make or break a slate. Obviously, if you play any guys and you get a 0, you're in big trouble. But then people that just say I'm busy later, I'm just going to fade the game, not think about it, and it plays. Sometimes you have some guys that break the slate. So it works both ways. and we'll be watching that very closely.
Yeah, and I would be watching that one anyway. I mean, because it's the Brewers, so I'll keep an extra eye on it for sure.
Excellent. And Josh does a great job. You can catch us also on Twitter, by the way. You can follow us on there if you're not in Discord. We're all at DFS Coach Talk. I am at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi, and he isn't it at Crash? No,
it's JP Davis 1982.
Okay,
that's
JP
my Twitter.
Davis 1982. Now, can I ask you this, because this is going to hit me hard, but since I have my younger look on today, is 82 the year you were born?
It is.
Oh, I was hoping that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
That's the year I graduated high school, dude.
Oh, wow.
That was my graduation year, 1982.
Yeah.
Ouch. Oh, okay. Let's go on from there. Let's go right straight to your favorite pitcher on this main slate for this wonderful Saturday, August the 28th, which is a 9-game slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. So we're fired up for that.
My favorite pitcher tonight is going to be Adam Wainwright. He has been on a tear against the Pirates. He's had 58 and 61 FanDuel points in his last 2 starts against the Pirates. So if he does that, I mean, outside of maybe Lance Lynn, I can't see anyone else being the top pitcher on the slate. So he's 9,900 on FanDuel and 9,200 on DraftKings. So
I'm with you. I think that's a great pick. I think that he should be the top owned pitcher in my mind as far as just straight statistics and numbers and DFS points. So I'm with you there. But I went the other direction in the other guy that you mentioned, and he's going to be chalky, very, very chalky as well. Mm-hmm. But here's the trend I wanted to talk about. It's Lance Lynn, like you mentioned. I like the guy because he's just such a dog, such an innings eater. He's generally going to stay in there and battle. He's 9,600 on DraftKings, 10.4 on FanDuel, and $46 on Yahoo. So it's not like he's cheap. And here's the thing that if people dig in and look, may scare them. Last time he had 19, time before that 10, time before that 14. That's not that impressive. And that's, not what you'd expect from Lance Lynn. He's been in the 20s. But you've got a situation here where he's playing a Chicago Cubs team that is basically a double-A team. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I'm looking and forecasting out and using some of the analytics that we have through Sports Data.io and just breaking this down. And he comes out as a mid to upper 20s DFS points for me in my projections, which is, again, it would be the highest total he's had in his last 6 starts. But he's faced a tough Toronto team, a tough Oakland team, a tough Yankees team in his last 3 starts, and he still did okay. Nothing wrong against Toronto, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. Where he's dipped a little bit because he's faced, the likes of Toronto, Oakland, and the Yankees are strikeouts. And we all know that you have to have those to score. So I'm with you. I think Wainwright's a fantastic pick. I think Lynn is my go-to pick because I think he has a huge upside to where he's been of late. And then to be honest with you, I think there's a decent drop-off after those 2 guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like Lynn, and the reason that I like him outside of the obvious, just the numbers game. I mean, there's no way that the Cubs should be scoring double-digit runs 2 games in a row.
No.
That lineup is, like you said, it's like a minor league lineup, and I mean, there has to be regression tonight, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he holds them to 2 or 3 runs or less, maybe even a shutout, honestly.
I'm with you, man, 100%. I expect both pitchers not to let up more than 1, 2 earned runs of Wainwright and Lynn. So, and let's face it, they're both going to be chalk city. But we often on here run from the chalk and go for who he thinks just going to, be the best play value-wise and everything else. I just don't think you can run from these two guys today.
Yeah, it just seems like a no-brainer. I mean, we're not going to overthink it today. We're just going to ride with the chalk. So
who wants to chase points? When you have to chase 15 points, it means you got to get a homer from somebody just to catch up,
right.
In one spot. So, all right, who's your first key hitter for the day?
My first key hitter is going to be Yuli Guriel from the Houston Astros. He's 3,600 on FanDuel. He's a little bit more. He's 5,400 on DraftKings. He is hitting 324 versus lefties. He's got 3 hits and 8 at bats versus Allard, and he does have a home run against him. But I always like Yuli Guriel against lefties, and this is a good matchup for him. And I think that he is in that price range, especially on DraftKings, from what I was looking at. I think that he's the best play out of those, unless you want to go all the way up to somebody like Ohtani. But I'd rather pay less for Guriel.
Yeah, I think it's a good play. I've got a really odd one. You're going to be surprised here. I like the matchup, and it's been very odd here. It's Miguel Sano. Okay, now this game we have as a pass and a rain out game, but I'm going to put him in there in case it plays, and I'll give you a backup selection in case it doesn't. But the combination of everybody fading this game, so if it does play, and we're going to get in there. Secondly, he's only batting .215, and they're moving him all around the lineup. He batted 8th the other day. Miguel Sano batting 8th. So I know it definitely pissed him off a little bit because he's hit a couple homers, and I think he's going to pull this together. And they keep moving him around the order. We don't have the lineup yet, so we'll see where he bats today. But he's this dude can hit. I like the pitching matchup. I think that they've got his attention with yanking him around the order here. And, all of that crying about the fact that he's batting low and everything else. Guess how many homers he has in his last 6 games?
3.
He's got 3, right on the nose. Hey, you know what? How many guys in baseball have 3 homers in their last 6 games? Not Ohtani, not Nelson Cruz, so, Sano, with all of that baggage and where he's going to be in the lineup and the possible rain out, I just think he's going to come in monster low owned, and he's fairly reasonable. 3,500 on DK, 33 on FanDuel, and only 18 on Yahoo. So he would be my surprise guy that I think has a great chance to go deep if the game plays.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. I like Sano. Adrian Hauser is he's a decent pitcher. He gets a lot of ground balls. That would be my one concern with him. But I'm pretty sure that the Miguel Sano can hit value. So
I hope so. And
of course,
and he does hang a few breaking pitches. He hangs. You make a mistake to Sano, it's going to be 425 feet later. So we'll see if Hauser steps up. If he's super on his game and sharp, he'll get him to ground in a couple double plays. But it's that one hanger that I'm counting on that Sano's going to deposit. So
didn't he hit one like 495 feet the other day or something like that?
Absolutely.
It was insane.
He mangled it. It was second deck way back in there. The guys calling the game were like, I've only seen 2 people hit the ball there. And I think it was something stupid like Bonds and McGuire or something like that. Way a long time ago. So it was pretty weird. But he does. When he gets it, that's for sure. All right, who do you have for your number 2 guy?
My number 2 guy is going to be Randy Arozarena from the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 3,400 on FanDuel, 4,200 on DraftKings, hitting 296 versus left-hand pitching. In 10 at-bats versus John Means, he has 6 hits and 2 home runs. So nice. I really like Arozarena tonight.
Great BVP. I'm a big Arozarena fan too. I'm very tempted there. I'm eyeballing him. He is a little expensive, but man, I like him.
Yeah.
I really like him. I think that's a great pick. My next guy is a guy I really like too. It's Anthony Santander. I love that kid, man. I think he's a hitter. I mean, here's another guy, and we talked about this the other day when we were building the one of the Two Brains lineups. You know, people just don't talk about him. You know, the Orioles lost 19 in a row. They finally won. They've been terrible. You know, they're a laughing stock. But you look at the stretches that he's had. I mean, the three of the last 5 games, he had 34.1, 47.1, and 37.4. And in the last 6 games, he's had 11 hits. That's a 4-hit game, a 3-hit game, 2 2-hit games. I mean, he's not just a power hitter. He's got 14 homers. He's really starting to raise the average. You know, now that he's above 250, if he can get it to 275 as a switch hitter in the middle of that Baltimore order in a ballpark where the ball flies and gets out easy, I love this guy. I wish I had him in a keeper league because I love the upside of this guy. I think this matchup is good. And here's the fun part. He's only 3,200 on DK, 36 on FanDuel, and 18 on Yahoo. So you can get him at a really good price. And I think he's in a situation where he really can do well. I love his matchup today. Love the ballpark, and the weather's supposed to be warm. And I think he's got great upside.
Oh yeah, I like Santander. I had him in my lineup, I think, the last 3 nights. So
did you really?
I can tell you what I feel about him. So
yeah, definitely.
I've been waiting on him to have a big game, and hopefully today is the day. So
beautiful. I'll give you a real quickie that in case Sano is knocked out of there, I like Nolan Arenado today against the lefty Brault. I mean, he pounds guys like that. He is really expensive, though, $5,400 on DraftKings. But keep an eye on Arenado if as a backup if Sano's game does get rained out. I think he goes deep today.
Okay.
All right, sir. The fun part, the fades. Who's your fade pitcher?
My fade pitcher is going to be Marcus Stroman.
Wow.
He has a really good last several starts, but if you look back earlier in the year when he faced Washington, he did allow 8 hits and 4 earned runs. 8 hits is the most hits he's allowed in any game this year. He's done it a couple different times, and the Nationals were one of the teams that were able to hit him 8 times. So yeah, I think for 9,300 on FanDuel and 8,900 on DraftKings, it's a little bit more than I would want to pay for a guy like that. I feel like he's going to be, maybe 25, 30 FanDuel points, 15 or so on DraftKings. And for that price, I'd rather pay up for our guys like, Lynn and Wainwright. So
I think that's a good move. I'm not on Stroman today either. I think that's a good choice. My guy is, he's not one of the top pitchers on the slate, but I know there's a lot of murmurs. He's going to make a lot of people's SP2 today. There's a couple reasons. It's John Means, and he's playing Tampa, who's one of the top strikeout teams, but they're also very dangerous. And Means, for some reason, he gets a decent amount of respect. I don't know I guess they think he's the top Baltimore pitcher. That doesn't say much, but he just you see him in a lot of lineups as the SP2, and I just don't get it. I don't like him, in Baltimore against that Tampa team that, 1 through 9 can hit the ball out of the park on you. And, even Means getting ownership, and he's given up 13 earned runs in the last 3 games. So wow. That's a punch in the gut. And, he does strike a few guys out, and I get that. But, he pitched against Tampa 2 games ago, and they lost 10-0.
Yeah.
He gave up 4 earned runs. Yeah, he struck out 7. I mean, I don't think he strikes out 7 in this game. I don't think he'd last long enough. And, he's 7,200 on DraftKings, so I understand why people want to save money and put him as an SP2, but he's 8,500 on FanDuel and 32 on Yahoo. I just think those prices are too high for a guy that I think could get knocked out in a couple innings.
Yeah. Wasn't that game in Tampa that he pitched last.
Correct.
See, that's the thing. In Baltimore, that ball flies out of the park. So I really don't like it in Baltimore.
I agree. Definitely a much better home run park in Baltimore for sure. And when it's warm like it is, that's even more so. So, all right, let's finish up with our fade hitter of the day.
I spent quite a bit of time trying to find my fade hitter today, but I landed on Freddy Freeman, which is kind of surprising. Wow. I know that.
Yeah.
But he's 3,900 on FanDuel. He's 5,900 on DraftKings.
Yikes.
You can pay 300 more for Ohtani or 100 less for Goldschmidt, or you could go back to Guriel, like I was saying before, for 500 less.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got below double digits in 7 of his last 8 games, which is pretty surprising to me.
Wow.
When you think about Freddie Freeman, last year's NL MVP, always a solid hitter, but he's in a little bit of a funk right now, and I'm hoping that he'll stay in that funk against Logan Webb, who's been a solid pitcher and going against what on record is the best team in baseball. So
yeah. I love it, man. That's gutsy, and I'm going with just as gutsy. I'm going with Juan Soto.
Oh wow!
And I know he's gonna be chalk on some slate and some people lineups in tournaments. I know he's batting 296 and everything else, but guess what? He's 2 for his last 16, and that's a concern. I think he's such a competitor, such a rah fired up guy. The fact that they stink and they're just fading and they're just not a good team. They got rid of a lot of their good players. I think the final straw when they got rid of Turner and Scherzer, I think just mail it all completely in for Washington. So I don't know. I think he's losing interest. He's only like 22 years old, I think now. 21.
Yeah, he's young. Yeah,
incredibly young and one of the superstars of the game without question. But you take a young guy like that, put him in a scenario where really they're not expecting to win at all. And, all of a sudden he's in a 2 for 16 mire, a couple of times looks a little disinterested. I saw him not sprint one out, and he never did that. He was always run through the bag.
Yeah.
I just think he's 22. He's on a crappy team. It's the late run in the season. And, I guess, Stroman is hittable. I get it. And it's righty, lefty and all that. But I just, I see a backup a little bit with him. And he's 5,400 on DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel, where he'll get some ownership, and a big $20 on Yahoo. So, you can only buy up for a certain amount of guys. And the reason I have him as a fade is because I just don't think he's worth the buy up. Mired in a 2 for 16.
Yeah, I love that call. I think that the point you made about him losing interest, I think that's big. I don't think a lot of people are going to be thinking about that. No. Obviously, an optimizer is not going to know that. So that's a great call, Coach. I really like that.
Until he hits 2 home runs and tells me to just shove it up my nose.
Right.
Hey, you can't say that we pick crappy fades. Freeman and Soto, for goodness sakes. So, yeah, definitely. But hopefully those work out well. A couple things real quickly here. We have an incredible NFL package available at DFS Coach Talk. Also, for current members, if you're listening, or members that are rejoining, we have a special offer. We sent out some emails with a link there that give you even a better one-up deal on our NFL package that starts on September 9th. And then again, 3-day pass if you're looking to catch something like maybe today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you want to catch the weekend action, you can jump in. And then we have a 5-day that we really designed for football. So when football comes around, you want to just give us a try before you get the NFL package. And you jump in there on a Thursday, you get the Thursday night game, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you get all the Sunday and then the Monday night games too. So that's why we have that 5-day package. That's only $19 and a great way to check out our NFL team. And I'll tell you, for my money, we've got the best NFL team as far as podcasting, content, lineups. We have led by our $250,000 winner, Mr. Andrew Hansen. He just smashes all football. and then his two partners, Crash Davis himself, and then our man Joe Stanton, who a lot of our members know pretty well also. And those three guys are going to slice and dice up the NFL and just hammer that. I'll still be working on a lot of baseball and with Crash as we move forward into the NFL MLB season. And then, of course, we'll step everything up NBA wise too. But join us. We'd love to have you. DFSCoachTalk.com. Catch us on Twitter. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, quick subscribe button push, and hit that little alarm bell up in the corner. That'll let you know when any of these podcasts post. And also it really helps us move up in the algorithm on YouTube just by hitting the subscribe button and the thumbs up. If you're listening via any of our podcast landing spots, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I mean, we're now involved with Amazon Podcasts, and we still have Podbean, Stitcher, iHeart, you name it. We're everywhere. Take a second there because we only have 3 days left for those contests. We have a contest each month. Speaking of Joe Stanton, he'll go through with his randomizer. Anybody that listened to our podcast through any of those sites and hit the 5-star and hit made a comment, even if it's just a couple of words, love the pod, whatever, somebody will win a full week all access membership. And that's the last thing I want to mention, Crash. I'll let you expand on this because it's a point that's so important because it's different than most of our competitors. If you sign up just for the NFL package, do you just get the NFL, Crash?
No.
You don't?
No, you get everything. You get NFL, you get MLB, you get PGA, you get soon to come NBA. I feel like I'm missing. What am I missing here?
I think you got them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the point exactly is we're you become a member, you're in our community, you get everything, all of our lineups, all of our podcasts, all of our content, all of our sports. And we just believe that that's the way it should be because we work through what we call the DFS Coach Talk process and how to make those contest selections, how to bankroll manage and build your bankroll. And let's face it, we know that, 87%, it's a lot. People have to reload in DFK or in DFS, and it happens over and over again. And unless you have a process and you have a way to build those, and that's what we work on, and that's encompasses the other sports. And we don't do League of Legends and cross country skiing and ski shoot. We focus on the core games. And, a lot of that is because that's where the best contests are. You can get a lot of great single entry contests. And, if you're not in those main sports, you're going to be scratching and just, blowing money on stuff that doesn't make sense. So not trying to preach to it. It's just that we believe so strongly in it here at Coach Talk. We want to help you be a winner. So give us a try, dfscoachtalk.com. We would absolutely love to have you. Anything else on your side, Crash?
I think we got it covered today, Coach. So,
all right, man. I appreciate you, and we hope these picks come through. I'll throw mine out there if you're just listening to the very end. I'm recommending Lynn, Sano, and Santander. If Sano gets scratched, it is my who is it? Cardinals.
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Nolan Arenado.
Nolan Arenado, correct. And then fades for me are Means and Soto. How about you? You want to run them through?
Yeah, I'm recommending Adam Wainwright for my pitcher, and then for my hitters, I'm recommending Yuli Guriel, Randy Arozarena, and Nick Solak. And then for the pitcher fade, it's going to be Marcus Stroman, and for the batter fade, it's going to be Freddy Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. So you can shoot arrows at us on Twitter if Freeman and Soto go deep. But that's all right. We can handle it. So
we can handle it. Yeah.
I don't know, man. No buttons, no hat. It felt pretty freeing here. I feel pretty good about this. Maybe Phil was right.
Maybe he's on to something.
You got it, man. We'll see how we do. If we have a big winning night, believe me, I'll be back looking just like this on our next one. So we'll see how that goes. But really appreciate everybody listening in. Thank you, Crash, and is really good stuff. So we'll definitely be back. You're going to be seeing a lot of podcasts coming up with our NFL coverage, MLB, and then just rolling from there, our PGA Weekly as well. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there. We appreciate you, and we'll be back with you again on our next podcast when we look to crush it in DFS.